welcome back to Startup Show. In this segment, I'm going to discuss about the top tips starting a successful business. So today, in the studio with me is Mr. Chan Kok Long, Executive Director from iPay88 Neighborhood. Now, a bit about iPay88. iPay88 is a leading regional payment gateway provider in Southeast Asia. They've started in Malaysia first, and they have over 180 strong professional team in Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, Philippines, Thailand, in this Southeast Asia region. Since 2006, iPay88 has successfully been providing competitive advantage through e-commerce platform and online services to more than 5,000 merchants globally and regionally. What's interesting enough is actually iPay88, with long-established payment gateway system, has been at the forefront with startups, and it's going to be an interesting discussion because Mr. Chan, he's very well known with startups. Let's go back to the top tips starting a successful business by Richard Branson. We pick it up from the internet. Now, my first question to Mr. Chan is, it has been questioned to Mr. Branson himself. He said that one of the being a successful startup, he said to rip it up and start again. This concept of refreshing and restarting for startups. What do you have to say?
I think the failure is nothing new to us. I think the terms failure to us is encouragement. Personally, I haven't gone through the same experience. I did few businesses. Some businesses actually very successful initially. Then later, it does not survive the 10-year cycle. In Chinese, we always believe there's a 10-year cycle in any business we do. So we actually went down the drain and we start all over again. And today, we managed, from our failure, we managed to create new businesses that beyond our imagination.
You're talking about iPay88?
Yeah, that's
okay.
right.
Wow.
That's right.
Okay.
I look at it as personally, I also never see that businesses actually forever smooth sailing where they have no challenges, success come in, pouring in. I never see one. And to add further, I think we have heard enough stories of successful entrepreneurs, how they build their businesses. And I can say 100% of these success stories always start with they almost fail. They almost give up. I think almost fail, almost give up is part of our experience. I also almost give up my business in handphone businesses. I also almost give up in IT businesses because initially I find it so tough, and the question is always, why me? I have to face this kind of challenges.
Yeah.
So after going through so many experience, we realized that in fact for the startup, when you meet failure, this is your first step to build a successful business. I never see a business that never failed before and become successful right from the beginning.
I think it is something that anybody have to accept. Failure or if it doesn't work is part and parcel of that journey, Mr. Chan. Is important, yeah. So understanding it, ripping it up again and then starting it again is important. The other one is what Richard Branson said, that in order for it to be successful, take pride in your work. Now, this is something that I think it is either yes or no for Asians. You either really take pride like the Japanese do, or some Asians kata cincai lah kind of work. You know, what is your take?
I look at it, it's not just only Asian or any national. I think take pride in your work is, I think globally it has to, whatever you do, you have to take pride of what you do. For example, like us in iPay88, we always strive to be number one. And recently, I have some good exposure in Taiwan, and the Taiwanese share with us, they don't want to be number one. So I was taken aback. Everybody wants to be number one in their industry. And what I actually learned from them is, they don't want to be the number one, but they want to be the only one. So So to me, this statement is very profound. The only one. If you really look at it, on the first hand, you will say, oh, this guy is very arrogant. They want to be the only one. You mean nobody can compete with you? Actually, it's more on the philosophy of the only one. Let me share with you, whatever you do, if you bring this culture to your staff, to your business partner, whatever we do, let's be the only one to give this kind of service with this kind of level of quality, this kind of level of support that nobody will give. The quality of your services, the support, the backup, whatever you do, you give your best. And you must strive to be the only one who gives this kind of level of service. And you don't compare with others. I give my best. And this, you have to take pride of it, because at the end of the day, this service is representing your company image, representing your company philosophy, representing your company culture. And the Taiwanese told me, if whatever you do, whatever you offer to the market, you are the only one, tell me, are you not the number one?
Yes, yeah.
So to me, I got to know about this statement, and now I'm actually inculcating this statement as part of our corporate culture. So whatever we do, I told my head of department, say, don't just be the number one, be the only one. Do your best.
And you must take pride and understand that actually, if you have the sense of being the only one, it is a pride in itself.
Yes,
It's a pride in itself.
Yes,
True.
Lastly,
I think this is not easy. We are all leaders in some way that we can be, but it's not easy to adopt this. What Richard Branson said is actually number one of his being a top to be a successful business. Listen more than you talk. When it comes, when the rubber hit the road, sometimes when we are doing the leadership on day-to-day basis, listening is not easy.
I think I have to admit it, even I myself, sometimes you ask me to sit down and listen, don't talk. I think it's quite challenging. I think a lot of
leaders, we all like to talk.
Yes. But I look at it is, if you really understand what it means by listen more than you talk, you actually find a lot of good ideas. And recently I've been involved in a lot of networking sessions. To me, I adopt this philosophy of listen to people. Wherever you are, whenever you are in, whether it's in the morning hours, in the peak hours, office hours, dinner hour, whatever hour, I think the key is listen. Because through listening, you actually, sometimes you get a lot of good ideas. And to be successful in any business, I look at it as idea not necessarily have to be complicated ideas. That's why one of the philosophy or tips by Richard Branson says that keep it simple. I think a good idea is just one basic idea that fulfill a need. As simple as that. And I got a habit of going out lunch with my staff. Not only my head of department, I also have lunch with my driver. I also have lunch with my dispatch boy. I also have lunch with my support team. You see, during lunch, you see, people are very relaxed. Sometimes, all it takes is you don't talk a lot, but you become devil advocates. That means orang kata cucuk, jolok.
Yeah.
So you must be good in, like Malaysia lah, jolok. If you want to find out certain opportunity, you just ask certain key questions and let the staff give their feedback. And you listen carefully. Some staff, their idea is very, very good. And I sometimes solve certain problems, very complicated problem, business problem. But the staff come from a very low rank staff, because their idea is very straight to the point and simple. They are not very complicated in their thinking, in their solution. To them, you got a problem, and they got a simple solution. And sometimes the simple solution is the most difficult for us to think, because we always being crowded. Everything good solution must be complicated. I think now I spend a lot of time enjoying networking with any group of people. And recently I got a chance invited by Magic, one of the government initiative to help startups. And I talked to a lot of these startup entrepreneurs, young entrepreneurs. And I listen to them. I always jollock them with one question. What makes you think that this is a good idea? So they will tell me, oh, this is to solve one problem. This to solve one problem. Then I continue to hear that, hey, those startups who can tell me, hey, my idea is only solve one simple problem. And for your information, these are the startups, they start to make money even before they reach their 12-month anniversary. So my point is very simple. Now my children ask me, hey Dad, if I want to do a business, I said, do you just try to identify one simple problem in your community or in your colleges or whatever, and all it takes is one solution to one simple problem. Right? So I think now with the technological enhancement, and as well as we are so exposed to all these technology advances, sometimes a simple idea with technology it become a great idea.
Yes, that's very true. I think that is the part of listening. And on that point, this will come to our next segment, what we're going to talk about to Mr. Chan on that disruption. A simple idea with technology, it will disrupt a certain industry. Now, stick with us. After this, we will talk about iPay88 in depth and more. Do stay tuned with us.